Thank you very much for volunteering your time and expertise to the Mississippi Center for Justice, a nonprofit public interest law firm committed to advancing racial and economic justice. This video will serve as a brief introduction to the geography and people you'll need to know during your stay with us. If you're arriving by air, the closest airport is the Gulfport Biloxi International Airport. There are numerous hotels in the area, the closest being the Best Western Oak Manor Motel. For stays longer than a month, it's worth checking out the Maison d'Orleans at 2436 Beach Boulevard or Water Street Apartments at 634 Water Street. If your housing accommodations don't include internet access, you can get free Wi-Fi at either PJ's Coffee in West Biloxi or Java Joe's in East Biloxi. The MCJ office is also equipped with Wi-Fi. Biloxi is conveniently located near several major urban areas. New Orleans is an hour and a half west on I-10. Jackson is 3 hours north on Highway 49. Mobile is an hour east on I-10, and Pensacola is only an hour further. And now, a brief introduction to the staff working at the Biloxi office.
Hi, my name is Denise Antoine. I am the administrative assistant for the Mississippi Center for Justice, the Biloxi office. I am a Gulf Coast native. I've been here a little over a year. Before I came here, I've worked at several nonprofit organizations on the Gulf Coast, such as Back Bay Mission, South Mississippi AIDS Task Force, South Mississippi Legal Services, and Moore Community House, which I'm also on the board. Here, I do everything but go to court.
Hi, I'm Riley Morris, a senior staff attorney at the Katrina Recovery Office of Mississippi Center for Justice. Before Hurricane Katrina, I was in solo practice with an emphasis on public interest environmental and environmental justice law.
I'm John Joplin, and I'm a senior staff attorney here at the Mississippi Center for Justice. I come from a legal services background. I opened my own practice in 1995, and the focus of both my legal services career and my private practice was housing law, consumer law, and Title VII race discrimination cases.
Hey, I'm Crystal Utley. I'm the Equal Justice Works AmeriCorps attorney, presently transitioning to staff attorney. Before working at the Mississippi Center for Justice, I worked in civil defense, specifically premises liability and medical malpractice in Charleston, South Carolina, although this is much more up my alley. Before starting my career as an attorney, I was always involved in philanthropy, so I'm really just continuing on the same thing. I am the Mississippi Center for Justice's Katrina Legal Aid and Pro Bono Coordinator. What that means is I hold our legal clinics and place those cases where it's appropriate with pro bono attorneys. In the meantime, I train those attorneys and help you troubleshoot your cases and figure out what to do with them. Besides Katrina Legal Aid, I also recruit pro bono attorneys to work in community development, and I coordinate many of our student projects.
I'm Bonnie Allen. I'm the president of the Center for Law and Renewal, now based in the Biloxi office of the Mississippi Center for Justice. I'm working on a couple of different fronts to promote the idea that lawyers are instrumental in community recovery, using the Katrina experience as a learning laboratory for students in particular, but also practicing lawyers, public interest lawyers, private sector lawyers, and community leaders to learn how to work together, how to bring a legal capacity to strengthening the capacity of community-based groups to advance their own agendas.
It's very hard sometimes for people who live outside of this region to appreciate how large and how strong Hurricane Katrina was. This is a storm that had an eye that was 40 miles wide. This is a storm whose full damage reached 80 miles in either direction from the eye, so that significant surge damage was felt all the way from New Orleans to Mobile, across the entire width of Mississippi's Gulf Coast. winds extended well into 48 counties of the state of Mississippi, and lives were lost well north of the coast. Over 50% of the existing single-family homes in southern Mississippi were destroyed as a result of Hurricane Katrina. In addition, the loss to rental property was even greater. In Hancock County, fully 75% of all multifamily rental property was destroyed or rendered uninhabitable as a result of Hurricane Katrina. In Harrison County, 50% of all multifamily rental property was either destroyed or rendered uninhabitable as a result of Hurricane Katrina. And in Jackson County, the same is true for 30% of the multifamily rental property. Between 200 and 300 Mississippians lost their lives as a result of this storm. Many of those deaths occurred in the eastern part of Biloxi.
The key to the successful representation of these impacted communities is going to be very effective community lawyering strategies that help to bring forth leadership within communities, foster that leadership where it already exists, and fund that leadership through capacity building skills. On the whole, the Gulf Coast needs social justice lawyers and community lawyers now more than ever, and will need these lawyers for years to come to make fundamental structural change and improvement in this region.